Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, I've got to tell you, there's been a massive solar flare on the sun. The strongest solar flare eruption. It was like I looked at it, I was watching it on BP Earthwatch's video. Matter of fact, he did a very, very powerful video, very informative about the solar flare that erupted on the sun. And I'll put the link below on that video. Now, what had happened there was this is the strongest solar flare of the year. And it is going to impact the Earth with a powerful, strong CME tomorrow, April 20th. We don't know the exact time. BP is actually doing some calculations right now to try to figure out to get it. He thinks he can get maybe a 2-hour window to prepare us. But with the shifting of all of the tectonic plates, after the 9 earthquakes we had last week that were over 6, 2 of them were over 7, 2 of them were killer quakes. Matter of fact, I'm just going to check and see right now how many people are dead now from the quake in Japan. I should have had this pulled up before I started the video, but I'm going to do it now. In Ecuador, the Ecuador earthquake, of course, was 7.8. The death toll is now at 413, and that might even have risen since that was last reported. I'm going to just triple check, but 413 is the last reports I have. It may actually even be higher than that, okay? It may be higher than that. Look, the president there says there's still people buried in the rubble in several different places across the nation of Ecuador. Meanwhile, in Japan, the 7.0 earthquake, 41 dead and over 1,500 injured. Ecuador, 413 dead and over 2,000 injured, and those numbers will rise. Now, the reason I bring it up is because last Monday, we had BP Earthwatch as a guest on our broadcast. He told us about these 2 solar flare eruptions and that the CMEs were headed toward the Earth. They were pretty strong, but not nearly like the one that happened here on just a day or two ago. And so he said to us on the air, we were talking about all the earthquakes, everything going on, and he said on the air, Paul, on the 13th and on the 14th of April, we are going to encounter 2 waves of strong CMEs. If you need to be careful and watch for earthquakes during the 13th and 14th. Well, on the 13th, we had a major quake, 6.9 in Myanmar, and about 25 or 30 people were injured. On the 14th, we had 5 earthquakes over 6, including that killer quake in Japan, okay? Just unbelievable. And then we had on the 16th, on the 15th, we had a couple more quakes over 6. And on the 16th, we had another killer quake at 7.8 in Ecuador. All the results of that. So now we have this massive solar flare, and it's on its way, and it's going to hit the Earth tomorrow. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on what's going on here. I've asked BP Earthwatch to come back tomorrow and give us an update. By the time we bring him on the show tomorrow, we may already be in the middle of another major quake. It may have already happened by then. If not, it may happen while we're on the air, as what happened with Japan. We were on the air when it hit on Friday. So we got to really keep our prayers up for the people. And look, the shaking and quaking, it's not just Japan and Ecuador. I mean, Chile has got some quakes going right now. Vanuatu has been under siege with earthquakes. I mean, we got a lot to be in prayer about, folks, as these CMEs. And here's another thing. He points that out in his video that CERN is cranked up. It was cranked up last week while these CMEs were coming, while these CMEs were on the way. And they're doing it, folks. I was watching last night. I was watching on the CERN meter. I was actually watching it. It was running hot for hours and hours. It was running hot. And so what they're doing is they're cranking CERN up, which then weakens our magnetosphere around the Earth. And when you weaken that, then the CMEs can get through even easier and more powerful than they should be able to. So CERN plays a role in allowing CMEs to get to the earth, and then you have these shifting tectonic plates anyway, and the earth is almost like a shaking. Matter of fact, both our cats and our dog Sugar has been acting very strange. They keep hiding under things. And yesterday, Sugar always sits behind me here when I'm doing my live show, or a lot of times during the day, she's always right here when I'm doing these YouTube videos, behind me in her bed. Yesterday, she would not. She stayed at my feet under my desk, and the cats were hiding, okay? And they've been acting real strange. So something's not right. And is all of this partly being caused too because of Planet X pulling on us? I mean, the gravitational pull of Planet X, the explosiveness, CMEs coming from the sun, and CERN cranked to the top level, and the tectonic plates. It's like the earth is like shaking right now. It's like a vibration right here. And the Bible said in the last days we would see earthquakes in divers places. And the prophet Isaiah said in 3,000 years ago that the earth was going to reel and rock like a drunken man. Calm down, get some coffee, and don't miss Wednesday's broadcast. I'll have BP Earthwatch with us. We'll see what's going to happen. It's getting crazy.